This is the Know Your Law series by Barefoot Law, a non-profit organization which uses digital innovation and technology to provide free legal information and guidance for all. For more information, visit www.barefootlaw.org. Welcome back. We're still on the Know Your Law series, still talking about contracts. In this particular part, we're going to be talking about drafting and making contracts. So we'd like to know, Irene.
Yes.
Who is supposed to write or prepare a contract?
Thank you, Trudy. Both parties.
Yeah.
Or both parties to a contract can draft the contract, or one of them, with the consent of the other, can draft the contract.
Okay.
Yes. But the most important thing is for both parties to know the content of the contract.
Yeah.
You can even ask a lawyer to draft for you. Like, you can come to me and I draft for you the contract.
gladly.
Yes, both of you can come. But like I said, the most important thing is for you, two people or the three people who are in the contract, to know what is in the contract, the contents, and give your consent. So you should know what is there before you put your signature.
Okay. So if I decide that I'm not going to a lawyer, then a friend and I will draft a contract. But then when we are drafting, we forget something. Does it mean that it can no longer be considered, that one thing that we have forgotten?
That one thing can be considered if two of you or the parties to the contract agree to make changes. It is known as amendment.
Okay.
Yes. So you can amend or change and include that little thing you're calling that you left out to be included in the contract, so that it can be reflected. So what is important is all the parties to the contract must consent to the changes that have been made.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. But must every little thing be included in a contract?
Not necessarily. Yes. What the most important thing is for you people, the parties to the contracts, to know what is the most important thing to be included in the contract.
Okay.
What are you going to do? What am I going to do? You know, how am I going to do it? At what time? For how long? In which place? Those are very important things that must be included in the contract. You can't leave them out, calling them small things. Yes. The most important thing is you just assume, if I went tomorrow, if I went to Trude and asked her that, but remember, we agreed for you to do this and this, but you have not. And then Trude is like, hey, do you have evidence? Where is it? It's not part of the contract. Yes.
Yes.
So you, as a party to the contract, you must think and know what is important so that it's not left out. We don't want people to deny that, we don't want the other party to deny that it's not part of the contract. And of course, you can run to court, but the court will only consider what is written
On the contract.
down, what is in the contract. What was left out is not, it will not be considered. So make sure that you write down the most important terms that you want the contract to reflect.
Okay.
Yes.
And then, you know, some people, when they write their contracts, like now me, if I write my contract and I go and hide it down in the cupboard under there.
Yes.
So now, if I don't want other people to know about what I've written in my contract or what is in my contract, what would you advise me to do as a lawyer?
If you don't want other people to know what is in the contract, then you can include a principle known as confidentiality principle. Oh. So basically, it prohibits you being the part of the contract, like letting out the contents or informing the third parties about the contents of the contract. Okay. So we include that principle, confidentiality, so that what is contained in the contract is not spilled or it's not let out. Yes. So if in the event that you want to know or you want to inform someone that is not party to this contract about the contents, then you must seek the consent of the other parties before you can go around informing people, you know, about the contents of the contract. Yes, so it's important to include that principle so that it's just between you and me. So that what we want to do is not like other people outside don't get to know what is in the contract.
Okay.
Yes.
You know, you've really enlightened me on that, because me, I thought that hiding the contract is what saves me. Kumbe, hiding it doesn't. It's
No,
really
it's-
what I've written. It's that confidentiality principle.
Yes, you just include it in the contract. Yes.
Interesting. Thank you very much. Thank you very
You're
much.
welcome.
I would never have thought of that. Thank you very much for those answers, Irene. And thank you very much for watching this episode of the Know Your Law series, in which we have answered as many questions as we could answer. Should you want more information on the law, please subscribe to our channel. Reach us on any of our platforms and we shall be able to answer all your questions. Thank you very much. See you next time.